In the shadow-draped village of Duskmire, where mist clung to cobblestones in the forest, whispered secrets to the wind, lived Kael, a blacksmith of 32 with hands scarred from fire and a heart heavy with burdens he couldn't name. Kael was strong, his arms forged by years at the anvil, but his eyes held a quiet storm. Anger, fear, and a gnawing sense of inadequacy he buried deep. The villagers admired his craft, swords and horseshoes gleaming with precision, but none saw the man behind the forge, the one who avoided mirrors, fearing the reflection of a self he didn't understand. Kyle's childhood was a jagged edge. His father, a stern hunter, demanded perfection, berating Kyle for every missed shot or trembling hand. "Weakness has no place here," he'd growl, his voice a blade that cut deeper than any arrow. His mother, gentle but distant, faded into the background, lost in her own grief after a stillborn child. Kyle learned to silence his tears, his doubts, his dreams of painting landscapes instead of wielding steel. Those buried parts of him, his softness, his creativity, his pain, became shadows, lurking in the corners of his soul. One stormy evening, as thunder rattled the forge, an old woman appeared at Kael's door. Her cloak was tattered, her eyes like twin moons, piercing and ancient. "You cannot outrun what hides within, boy," she rasped, pressing a small obsidian mirror into his hands. "Face your shadows, or they'll forge you instead." Before Kael could speak, she vanished into the rain, leaving the mirror cool and heavy in his grip. Its surface shimmered, not with his face, but with a dark, swirling void. That night, Kael dreamed of a forest, tangled, endless, and cloaked in fog. A path stretched before him, winding into darkness. Compelled, he stepped forward, the mirror pulsing in his hand. The air grew thick, and whispers rose. His father's voice, sharp and accusing. "You're not enough." Kyle's chest tightened, anger flaring, but the mirror glowed, urging him onward. At the path's end, a figure emerged, tall, cloaked, its face a twisted echo of Kael's, eyes burning with rage. "I am your anger," it snarled, "the fury you bury when they mock your work, when you fail." Kyle's instinct was to strike, but the mirror hummed, and he paused. "Why do you hide?" he asked, voice trembling. The figure softened, its eyes dimming. "Because you fear I'll consume you." Kyle breathed deep, seeing the boy he'd been, scolded and shamed. "I see you," he said, and the figure dissolved, leaving a warmth in his chest. The next night, the dream returned. The forest path led to a clearing where a smaller shadow waited. A trembling, wide-eyed child, Kyle at 8, clutching a paintbrush. "I am your fear," it whispered, "the part of you that dreads failure, that hides from dreams." Kyle's throat tightened. He'd abandoned painting, fearing his father's scorn. He wanted to turn away, but the mirror pulsed, reflecting the child's pleading eyes. "I'm scared too," Kyle admitted, kneeling. "But I won't hide you anymore." The child smiled, fading into a soft light that settled in Kyle's hands, light as a brushstroke. Days turned to weeks, and each night the forest revealed more. A shadow of doubt loomed, a hulking form questioning every choice Kael made. His skill, his worth. "You'll never be enough," it hissed. Kyle's fists clenched, but he held the mirror, seeing his younger self, desperate for approval. "I'm trying," he said, voice steady. "I accept you." The shadow shrank, merging with him, a weight lifting. Another night, a quiet, weeping figure appeared, his grief born of his mother's distance, the loss he never mourned. Kyle sat with it, tears falling, and whispered, "You're part of me." The grief dissolved, leaving peace. The dreams tested Kael, each shadow a piece of himself he'd buried. Anger, fear, doubt, grief, even the shame of wanting more than the forge.